Welcome everyone to the Rio All Suites Hotel and Casino, where we are live from the CSI Pro Arena for the CueSports International Expo. This is the Diamond Las Vegas Open 10-ball championship. First round match, this is Eklent Kaci and Masato Yoshioka from Kyoto, Japan and Albania. Mr. Yoshioka has won the break, the lag. This is a race to 7, 128 player field. First matches have all been championship matches all day long, and we'll bring you more tomorrow. This is George Teache in the booth for CueSports International. We are sponsored by Diamond Billiard Products, Kamui, the Rio All Suites Hotel and Casino, JV Cases, Omega. At the same time this tournament's going on, this is the CSI Expo, where the BCA Pool League World Championships, the USA Pool League National Championships are also going on. Yoshioka to break the balls in this race to 7. We're playing by world standardized rules. No early 10 balls. Alternate break format, double elimination, and just rack your own. And we're off and running at the Rio at the CSI Pro Arena. Nice 10-ball break. Ball to the side pocket. Mr. Kaci was a former WPA #1 ranked player. 9-ball champion, 14-1 champion. Moscone Cup teammate for Europe, Team Europe. Masato's been in the USA for a while. Saw him last year at this event. Gave a great performance last year. Rather capable players. You can see their Fargo scores at the bottom of your screen, right under their names. Masato is a 761, playing Mr. Kaci, who is an 813. You see the percentages right next to him of what Fargo says their winning percentages may be. Very capable young man, this gentleman shooting right now. He's overcut this ball a little bit. And this brings Eklent Kaci. He's been running around the U.S. now for a couple of years. He's 21 years old. Masato is 34, if that tells you anything. He could have had that travel just a little more for that 3-ball. Just a matter of making it. He should have position on this 4. And he played up. Is he going to? Ooh, I thought he was going to bump that 5 and be perfect, but he's perfect for the corner. Watch their fundamentals. Long swing here. Tall player. Both players are sponsored by Predator. Eklent plays with the 314. That's what he has now, but it is so dirty that it looks like a Predator Rebo. It's dark like a carbon fiber, except for the back part of it. He says he likes it that way, and he'd rather play with it that way. Just feels good in his hand. Very methodical, very precise, good fundamentals. First time I saw this young man play was about 2 years ago at Freezer's Ice House in Phoenix, Arizona. Had the pleasure of playing him in a 10-ball tournament there. Plays exceptionally well. Right after he got done beating me. He put an 8-pack and ran out the entire set against an opponent, Mr. Alex Pagulayan. And that was on a table with 4 1/8-inch pockets. These are about 4 3, a little bit under 4 1/2. And he runs that run, stealing a rack from Masato. Stole his break. Alternate break format. Playing for a $17,000 first prize in this tournament. 128 player field. And I was going to say 128 man field, but I know we have some women in here, so it's 128 player field. We've had some great matches, the very opening matches this afternoon. Koping Chung, Darren Appleton, Skyler Woodward versus Carlo Beato, Shane Van Boning versus Francisco Bustamante. We just got done with Albin Ocean and Feder Gorst. That was a pretty exciting match there. And now we have Mr. Kaci and Mr. Yoshioka. Nice break. What a nice break. Look at this. Balls are still going. Made 3 balls on the break, and the 1 ball ends up right in front of a pocket with the 2 ball next to it on the opposite pocket. And everything's available. The hardest thing he might have to face is going from the 6 to the 8. Unless he gets perfect off that 4 for the 6, he might have to bump the 9 a little bit for position, but we'll see what he works with here. It looks like if he just follows down a little bit on the 4, when he comes off this side rail, after shooting the 2, he'll be in perfect place if he wants to play the window between the 8 and the 9. He was just looking at that. Small window, so I'm sure he's going to go up high. But we'll see what he does. Yeah, he's looking at that window right now. It doesn't look very available. Awful small. And if he goes to the left side of the table and bumps the 9 and stops the cue ball, he'll have a good straight-in shot on the 8 ball to the upper right. Oh, he played the window. He got just perfect on the 4 where he could do this. Wow. Great shot. Very aware of where he's going and where he has to go. You can see the percentages have changed after winning the first game. He's now an 82% favorite. After this, if he successfully runs these last 2 balls, let's see where that goes. Might go up in the 90s. Play both balls to the same pocket like he just did. And that'll be the first break and run of the match if he makes this 10 ball, once he makes this 10 ball. Alternate break brings Masato back up. During this time, we have we'll have somewhere between 5,000 and 7,000 players attending in the 10-day period. So we have, as you can see in the background there, we have a decent crowd on hand. We've had a lot of the players stop in to watch players on the stream table. We are out of the top 20 WPA ranked players in the world. We have 19 of them here on site at the Rio in Las Vegas. Get to watch Masato break again. Cue ball gets bumped around early, makes 2 balls on the break. He's going to have a good shot on the 1. The 3-4 are tight a little bit, but the 3 ball has a pocket to the side. Problem is, he can run the cue ball down, but the 7 is big. He should be able to run the cue ball between the 7 and the 3. Plays that 1 ball. Well, he can play it to either pocket, either corner pocket on your screen, on the bottom part of your table, bottom part of your screen. But he's got to get on that 3 ball for the side pocket, unless he wants to play really short side and play it to this opposite corner on the right. They are playing on the 30-second shot clock. This is only for the stream table. All the other tables around, there's 7 tables. He's going to come out just perfect. Beautifully done. They are paying 32 spots in this tournament, so win a couple of matches and you'll get your entry fee at least back. And then get to enjoy the sights of Vegas and about 300 tables on site in 3 different ballrooms. Vendors of every sort in this main ballroom for the CueSports International Expo. Kind of gasped almost when I saw that hit the rail. I thought it might not slide in. Oh, he didn't get enough angle to get back up for the 9. He's pretty straight. Oh, he might. Wow, he's pretty straight here. He's going to have to come straight back, and he's going to fall. Going to have to play short side if he comes straight back. Tough cut, but up and down. Problem is, there's a possibility of running into the 10 ball. I'm sure he'll influence the direction of the cue ball with a little English. Nice shot. And he did run into the 10 ball and set it up. Oh, kept rolling. Got a little trouble. He would have liked to have missed that 10 ball or hit it a little softer so he'd have a shot. Awful thin cut if he goes for it. He wants to think about it. He's taking an extension. Will he cut it? It's an awful thin cut, but makeable. Very, very nice shot. And his own break and run. He just let Eklent Kaci know that he has an opponent. And that his break and run didn't affect him. That's a nice way of saying it. This tournament goes on till the 14th. It's a 4-day tournament, and right after that, on the 16th through the 20th, we will have the Predator World 10 ball. You can find all the information you want at world10ball.com, and to find all these and the brackets, you can go to playcsipool.com. The brackets are on demand. ctsondemand.com. Nice break, a little bump. He's made a ball in the break. He has a shot on the, well, I don't know. The 4 ball blocks the side. The 6 ball blocks the corner. He's got a shot on this bottom right-hand corner of your screen. It's a pretty steep cut. I don't think it goes between the 4 and the deuce. There's a good overhead shot. He'll be looking to play safe here. And I am going to get some company here. Joey Gray just stepped in. Welcome, Joey.
Hello, how's it going?
I don't think your mic's on. Say it again.
Hello, how's it going?
There we go.
What do we have here?
You got Eklent Kaci and Masato Yoshioka, Japan versus Albania.
All right.
Mr. Kaci stole his Masato's opening break and then broke and ran a rack, and then Masato came back and broke and ran his own rack. So it's 2-1.
Pretty exciting so far. Looks like they're executing well, I guess.
Exactly. Exactly.
No, I can't tell if that 1 ball goes past the 4 and the 2 to the side.
It's really hard to tell. It almost looks like it just might. I know it goes in the bottom right-hand corner.
Playing the safe, lagging it up
Yeah,
table.
more likely, sure.
Got the wall of balls. Pretty basic, but it's scary if you leave him any edge of this because it's a real easy return safe here.
Exactly.
For sure.
And I think he did give him an edge.
He definitely did. Kind of took his time, but then it seemed like he rushed the last, like the execution of it.
Yeah,
he
like
took his time on
when
deciding.
like when the beeper went off on the shot clock. That's about the time he hit it. Too.
Yeah,
you heard 1, 2 beeps, and he shot.
Yes.
Jeremy and I have been talking about that. It seems to affect quite a few players, and they rush it towards the end.
Well, because it's alarming, obviously, because it is an alarm. But it just naturally makes you get up there and pull the trigger.
Exactly. How many times are you playing pool and do you hear a beep go off? Not too often.
Never.
So anytime you hear a beep, you respond to it. Easy to do.
I played in the bonus ball with Chip and Justin Hall and Jeremy.
Oh, wow. That was a long time ago. I remember that.
It was a while back.
That was a good game.
And, boy, I'll tell you what, that shot clock would hit you fast.
Oh, boy.
It got him again, it seemed like.
Yeah?
He really wanted to clip that nice and thin.
Yeah, he hit a lot of ball that came up. He wanted to leave it on the bottom rail if possible, or by the 6.
Elevate and try to spin this ball in with a little low left. That's tough to hold it, though. Maybe even shooting with natural high, running into the 9, but that's what he's looking at. And it's just, this is a difficult position play. I, again, like the safety.
I think if he's sure of hitting the top of that 9 ball, I think I'd shoot that because you hit the 9 and go into the rail on the right and come back out to the middle of the table.
That's what it looks like, but it may come off a hair thin, and if it sends it over to the left side of the table, you're toast.
Well, the thing about it is anytime you bump balls, you can get in trouble real quick.
Oh, yeah, definitely, because especially the speed that you hit
he
it.
went around it. Look at this.
Oh, yeah.
He's not going to like this, though. This 7 ball. Oh, maybe.
He did have a good angle to get around. I wasn't sure how steep that angle was. Great
job there.
That was a great shot. Just tough to maneuver around 4 balls there.
Exactly. We got a nice crowd for this match, especially, dinner time here in Las Vegas.
Yeah, we definitely do. It was a great turnout. I just saw over there was a couple matches going hill. They've been playing for a while. Kevin Chang. I'm not sure who his opponent was, but I know it was a pretty tough match. So there's been a lot of exciting matches today.
Oh, my, yes, there has been. You have Jason Shaw over there, Niels Fine. They're not playing each other, but they're both in the match on the right side there. I left my iPads too far to grab. I'm not sure what other matches are going on, but we've got a full agenda here. 128 players playing. These are all still first-round matches.
And there's been some really crucial
big
ones.
Yeah.
Albin and Fedor.
Oh, yeah, that was a hill match.
Goodness
that was a great match. And Sky's was great, too. Sky and Carlo Beato. And Sky misses that kind of a simple, you want to say, easy to make, easy to miss carom
Yeah,
on the 9 ball.
me
Yeah.
and Jeremy were saying that he just needed to use a little bit of spin to throw that ball in, and he elected to go at it with just center ball. And you have to hit it so much more pure with the center ball when you're shooting the carom versus hitting it fat with the right English. Well, pretty routine run from here. Just bump one rail out for the 7.
He's gone a little far. Yeah, he's gone a little.
He might be able to shoot this with low just a little bit of drag inside and come 2 rails. I'm not sure if he can play the 1 rail. That's always touchy, you know.
Yeah.
Drawing it to the in rail, that's a difficult shot, but I think I like the inside English and coming 2 rails. But he might be able to cue it low enough, huh?
I was going to say, it looks like he's cutting the ball. He had too much ball, and when he was going with the inside you were speaking of, though, and he's trying to cut that into the side pocket. I actually liked, if he get a little thinner on that, try and put that cue ball behind the 10, because he had 2 balls to cover it up, and that ball's coming back out to the middle.
Yeah.
But, you know, you're offensive minded. You want to go for the offense. You want to stay at the table and control it.
Oh, definitely. I mean, at this level, you know, you cannot give too many chances at the table to anybody.
They can hurt you no matter what. You can hook them all day long, and they can still hurt you.
Yep. No, he missed the side.
Yeah,
flirted with it a little bit, but looks like he got a little straight, but still he should be able to just draw this ball back to where, close to where it's at now. And a lot of times on these shots, you know, you play the cue ball close to the side pocket because there's not as much rail there, you see.
Exactly, and he has used the opening for cueing. Exactly, that's exactly. Not sure if he played it that way, but that's exactly how it worked out, and it worked out perfect.
Barely caught the point.
So it looks like he'll hold his break and take a 3-1 lead. And a little bit of an error there by Mr. Yoshioka.
Yeah, he had an
on
opportunity.
That 7 ball. Yeah, he had a good opportunity. He just came out too far for the 7.
That 6 ball, yeah, it seemed like he just kind of rushed it. And, you know, I've seen that a lot with these rails. They're very, very high speed.
Well, we have some dry conditions in here with all this air conditioning. Even though it's wet outside, in here it's pretty dry and kind of cool. So these tables are going to play very fast.
Yeah, you've got
New
to
Predator cloth.
Balls.
Yeah. These balls play real nice. I haven't yet to hear a player in 2 years now. This is the second year we've seen these Predator balls being used.
Yeah, I really like them. I think.
Yeah, I hit some balls with them last year. In fact, the whole playing conditions out there just are so. I don't want to say unique, but it's just everything is just so right.
It's pristine for sure. I mean, these are great conditions for a professional pool tournament. The lighting here.
Oh, the new Predator lights are awesome.
They are awesome.
For those of you out there watching, if we can get some close up of the ball, we just have a stationary camera. You can look at the balls and you can see all the reflections up there. They got 7 lights over this table, and they are exceptionally bright lights. I mean, they're great lighting. Predators come out with some new lights. We have them on all 8 tables. This one, our stream table, has 7 lights.
That's it's significantly brighter than the others, but the other ones, just one of them lights up the table.
Oh, sure.
Great.
They're LED, and they're just.
Well, this was a solid break here. He's concerned about the 5. And as long as he can pocket this 1, it looks like he'll have a decent angle to go 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now the 5 is definitely a little bit of an issue with the 6 there.
Easy combo if you get real good on it. Like if you put the cue ball where it's at now.
Yeah.
You kind of like the combo, but.
The problem was the 8, you know.
Yeah.
But I mean, you could play the cue ball to run into the 8 some way, and because from there it would be nice.
He stopped it like that. I thought that was a little risky because most of the time you hit that, you kind of snap that little bit of draw, and if it gets away just a hair, you're behind the 8. I thought he was going to follow it straight down and come up on the same line as the 2 and between the 2 and the 10.
Yeah, he just killed that with a little low, and you know, like we were saying, I mean, at this level, these guys can, those touchy little shots under the pressure is what really separates them from the amateurs. Nice shot, floated it over. Now does he is he just make this ball and stay on the high side of the 4 and come. He could possibly come one rail past the side for the 5. And you know, sometimes when you play that shot, you give yourself 2 outs. If you overrun your mark, you could cut the 5 on the side, and if you're a little bit short, then you can make the 5 in the corner. So you give yourself more percentages. If you can play just a little bit above this 4 ball, he'll have a little bit of a natural angle to come right back down for the 5.
I was wondering if the 4 ball would go to that corner. It does. Now, he's got a nice angle to come right up where he just moved the chalk from. That middle diamond on that left-hand side rail above.
Yeah, that's a great spot.
He can land up there. If he goes too far, he's got it in the side.
Possibly
not far
the
enough.
corner,
The corner.
down.
Exactly, yeah, either one. And it goes straight up. Just a little bit of high English gets him up there.
The only thing that can go wrong is if he lands too short.
Yeah, he's coming around, it looks like. Oh, he went up there. He's going to go too far.
And it's perfect. That's really kind of the way, well, I wouldn't say perfect, but he gave himself a look.
Yeah, he did.
I thought he was going to hit the inside of the 6 and lay it straight in, but he got a little elevated. So
now it's just if he makes this ball, he's home free. If he doesn't, well, the A ball might get the 5.
It's a tough shot. Just elevated just makes it so much more tough. And he missed it.
And the 8 ball did its job.
Little two-way action there. Yeah, I thought he would have played that 4 ball just a little softer, but he wanted to play it to guarantee an opportunity.
You've got a tough shot. You got a little angle that if it's hard to read the exact angle, so you want to hit it to make sure you get there. But I think he forgot that he could have played it to the upper right and not gone as far.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And it was just the touch. I mean, look, he overran his mark on the 6 ball the game before, and that kind of tells me it's possibly a little bit of nerves. That can be a sign when you're overrunning your mark a lot.
He's playing a much higher rated player, 813 versus 761.
He needed to land that right on top of the 5.
It's not something you see him do too often. He uses that jump cue pretty good, especially like Jeremy likes to say, for a tall guy.
Yeah, definitely. And he is tall.
Yes, he is. He's 6'5" or something like that.
Yeah, he's very tall.
He's a pretty tall guy.
Seems like he's grown 5 inches since the last time I saw him. Great player.
21
Both
years
of
old.
these guys, great players. Now, this is a good reprieve after making, missing the 5 and getting a little bit of a roll, even though he did have somewhat of a two-way there. But anytime you let him back to the table, I mean, it's difficult. Or anybody at this level anyways.
I kind of wondered if he would have go to the side rail with the cue ball, or if he would have come out and used the head rail to come down towards the 8. I wonder which way he would play it.
Yeah.
This play is just right.
Whatever's most natural.
Exactly. Yeah.
Float this ball in. And
both worked.
Make it 3-2. And there it is.
Well done by Masato. That's a fun name to say, huh?
Masato
Yoshioka.
Yeah. Masato Yoshioka. Yes, it is exciting. And, Kaci, I just love watching him play.
He's like, I think I mentioned earlier when I was by myself here, I said I got to watch him play for the first, I'd never seen him before, and then a couple years ago at Freezers in Phoenix.
Yeah.
He was in that West Coast swing, kind of, and I played him there, actually.
Was that the tournament where he ran the set on
Alex?
Yeah,
in fact, that's exactly what I said. Right after he got done beating me, he got up there and ran put an 8-pack on Alex Pagulayan.
Makes you feel better about getting beat, right?
Sure. Hey, I did okay.
That's I
won a few games.
There you go. So you did a lot better than Alex.
One of the few times in my life anybody can say that.
Oh yeah. But that at this level, and he really dominates the break. I mean, he's especially in 10 ball.
He does. He opened up with a break and run playing me, and as soon as he broke the balls, I said, "This guy can play."
He definitely breaks him good.
Because like I said, I'd never seen.
Lost it a little bit there and got kind of lucky.
Look at this.
That 4-railer is going just about every time.
Yeah, well, that 4-railer went along with another one.
But that cue ball was flying right towards the side and got kissed
And
out.
that's one thing we haven't seen. That's the first time I've seen the cue ball, with that little pop.
Mm-hmm.
That was in the air much longer than any of the other players we've seen today. He's breaking them harder than any of the other players I've seen on the stream table.
Mm-hmm.
One of the things I've noticed is I think all the players have taken note that this cloth is playing real fast, and they're not hitting the balls that hard. They're
Oh,
spreading
yeah.
nice with a good stroke, and they're making balls.
Well, there's a range there. About you hit it about 70% or you hit it about 90%. If you're in the middle there, sometimes it's not so good because you either have to get that pop that you're talking about.
Exactly.
And I watched Corey earlier, and he was breaking off the end rail.
Oh, was
And
he?
he was making 2 or 3 balls and not even getting any kind of a pop. He was just a nice stroke break. But that's Corey. We all know he figures things out
exactly.
pretty well. Oh,
he's gonna.
Now does this too? I mean, I would think it goes in the side the way he played.
It probably goes right off the 6, doesn't it? No, it doesn't. It goes a little high.
It looked like he's
like
gonna
he cuts it.
probably shoot the one pocket shot where you can hit this ball full, and it'll follow after making contact with the 6.
That's what I thought. It just looks like it might go a little high.
Yeah, but I mean it's a touchy shot, but I think if he shoots it right. It looks like it could go, but you can't really tell from this angle, folks. Where we're at right here looking straight down, we can't tell how froze that ball is. And if it is froze, and he can 100% shoot straight into it with low English and just draw it out because it'll just float right down.
Oh, it went too low. Wow, he really pushed it forward. Yeah, he really overdid that.
That was interesting. I'm actually really surprised he hit it that low. That was wild.
He not only did it looked funny coming off once he made contact with the ball. That ball just followed right through. It was kind of like the little shot on the spot playing one pocket where you follow the head ball into the pocket straight in. That's exactly what it looked like.
Yeah.
You hit it real. Got a lot of juice.
That says a lot about these pool balls as well.
Yeah.
I mean, it reacted
very well,
better than he anticipated.
Yep.
And so because sometimes with that shot, if the balls aren't reacting right, it won't carry at all. And on that shot, he really got it to go low. That was interesting. So now, I mean, a pretty good opportunity for Masato.
Yeah, he can tie it up right here.
Yep, followed it nicely. 2 rails. Now, did he get 2 straight? I think he's golden. Perfect opportunity to just float down and take care of business. As long as he can stay on the bottom side of the 7 and not get too high, not have to force anything, he'll be fine.
Yeah, he's got a nice, looks like he's got a nice angle to just follow it straight down. Oh.
Yeah, looks like he's cueing low at it, but maybe he
doesn't
have the angle we thought.
He's coming over the left side.
Yeah. See, I really liked following that ball, but I mean, to each their own, and there's more than one way to Brahms, as some people say.
if he follows the ball, his position on the 7 is tougher than what it is here. So I think that was the wiser choice after looking at this. At first, I was thinking just keep it simple and follow it.
Too high. That's
the
exactly
second
what
time.
I was talking about.
Yeah. Now, well, actually, I think he can use the top of the 10 ball if he's brave. Cut the top of the 10 ball, go to the side rail, and go up towards the 8.
Yeah, it's possible. Yeah, I think you're right. I mean, if he can use that left English and let it throw off that 10, but the timing and everything has to be so accurate, and cueing, you're focusing on a lot of variables here. You have to time it just right.
What's your choice?
Definitely that is the only option. I mean, you've got to be aggressive here. And that's one thing. He rushed that 6 ball. He should have really looked at the 7 and marked where he wanted to be, and at worst case scenario. That's what I think sometimes that a lot of players that you watch at a really high level, you watch Fedor, you watch Albin, Shane, whenever they have a tricky little situation, they're very, very deliberate and look where they want to be for their next shot.
And there you go.
Now,
not to the pocket.
He is an excellent shot maker.
Oh, wow.
But that's what happens, you put yourself in an unnecessary risk there.
Wow.
That's a difficult spot, and he's got to be disappointed because he's had 2 golden opportunities that I already almost assumed he was out.
I was about to give him an X.
Yeah.
I keep track by Xing.
Yeah,
Xing these guys out.
Definitely. I think I need to maybe stop speaking so soon because I'm giving him so much credit. All these guys, they run out so well, and he is an incredible shot maker, obviously, but he's losing his cue ball a little bit, don't you think?
Well, just as he gets close to the finish,
Mm-hmm.
I think his nerves are getting to him a little, like you said earlier.
Mm-hmm.
It is an awful fast table, so it doesn't take much adrenaline to move that cue ball.
And you notice too when players do get a little bit more, get a little bit of that anxiety or get those nerves flowing, they speed up. When it's almost like you need to do the opposite and take a breather. And walk the table, settle yourself.
I totally agree with that. In fact, I have a nephew that plays a lot of pool, and he looks to me for some instruction, and I see him getting a little jumpy when he gets close to the end. And I just told him, I said, look, when you're done with a shot, look at it, walk around the table the long way, and keep looking at it. And if you have to, walk around the table again.
Yeah,
and
definitely.
Breathe.
Yeah, and that's what a lot of these high-level players, even with the shot clock even, they still look like they're playing deliberate and under control. They don't look rushed, even though sometimes it does get them because if you're indecisive, that's
That was
a
a
very
good
break.
Yeah, that was a good kiss for him. That cue ball was headed right for the side
Oh,
pocket
was
on
it?
the hop. Yeah,
it was. Now, he got these balls clustered up pretty bad on him,
he's
didn't
got
they?
the 3-7. The 4-8 are up there, and the 10, I believe, is in the way of the one ball.
Yeah, he may be rolling out here unless he can try to clip the one, but I don't see that. I mean, there's no benefit in that, so he's going to have to try to roll out.
Now, see, this is interesting because here you have a player that's 50 points under the player, Fargo rating points under the player he's playing. When you roll out, you usually want to have an advantage, in my opinion. And how do you have an advantage against, I don't want to call him a superior player, but a higher rated player?
Well, you just have to roll out, no matter who you're playing, you have to roll out to a shot that you wouldn't exactly want, but that they wouldn't exactly want. And then, yeah, whenever you're rolling out, sometimes you don't have much choice. You just have to put them in a difficult spot, but just make your situation better than it was.
Yeah.
And take that risk. So rolling out can be a difficult process, and it's a crucial part of pool. A lot of people don't understand that. Sometimes people just get up there and hit the ball. He's gonna I think he's just gonna play the safe.
Yeah, that's
he's
what
calling
I think
it
too. But he's calling it just in case it happens to go.
Yeah, just in case.
Beautiful. Oh, he
Beautiful.
played this way. Okay, I thought he was just going to roll the cue ball up.
Wow, he really got that one flowing, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. He might have given up a little bit of an edge.
Just a little firm. He hit it well.
Yeah, I thought he was just going to roll the cue ball and bump the 4 and get up against the 8.
Yeah.
Real soft. Just make the head rail with the one ball.
Well, he chose to go the more consistent route whenever you're hitting ball with, striking it with center ball, and he can just float it one rail over. It's not as touchy. When you're trying to me and Jeremy were talking about that earlier. When you're trying to just roll a ball on top of another ball, it's a much tougher shot than just stunning it, because that's why you see players shoot like 50%, 60%
with a decent stroke.
Speed. Yeah,
they'll put a little stroke on the ball so that
it's more accurate.
Exactly.
Now, this is a tricky little shot. Is he going for the jump? When I can see him being able to shoot that little clip shot and leave him behind the 6, but
it looks like he's calling the 1-6 combo.
Yeah. Not the easiest, but he doesn't have much ball to jump over, so.
Well, he reverse safed him.
Yeah.
put him over a ball.
Definitely left him elevated. So
this guy's height, this is not much of a. Well, it's anytime you're elevating your cue, it's a disadvantage.
Yeah, Kaci's going to have to really watch his cueing here. I mean, as far the 4 is right there, all ball foul.
Do we have a presiding ref?
Extension, yes. I think somebody's down there. I can't see.
I think that was Michaela.
Oh, okay. He's calling the 1 over in the corner, so he's going to try to cut this ball over and hopefully a kind of two-way shot, but difficult shot. And yep, there's the two-way. He played more for just
He played safety. There's no way he's taking cue ball that far down and trying to make that ball.
No, yeah.
He called it just in case it went. It didn't matter if he makes it, he's going to shoot again.
Yeah. So difficult kick shot. You know, wants to. You don't want to catch the bottom side of this because then, I mean, you know, this is one of those shots. It's really, you kind of, do you roll the dice or you try to get cute and play a nice kick safety? So I think he's just going to play it kind of firm. Yeah, he rolled the dice a little bit and it worked out.
It's going to come down. It's gonna.
Oh, it didn't.
It's
no.
coming back down. He's just
I forget how fast
too much
these tables are.
Yeah, if that ball stops over by the 8 somewhere or another foot up, he likes the shot a lot. Instead, he's left him a full ball.
One on the side, kind of tight, but draw it into the 6, and he could, I mean, he would be off to the races if he could pocket this ball and put the cue ball where the 6 is at for sure. Excellent cue this guy has. Oh.
It's going to work out.
Yep. But look at the position. I mean, that would have been a
was
real
perfect.
textbook out.
Yeah, it's real perfect. And the 3 ball does go to the side pocket on the right, so.
You don't see him missing shots like that very often, even though it wasn't guaranteed. You expect his caliber to pocket that ball very often.
Let's see, I'm one of these players. Well, we haven't really done commentary much on that. You've never seen me. I'm one of these players that I hate side pockets.
Oh yeah.
I won't play unless I'm straight in. I don't want anything to do with it. If I know where my cue ball's going from the side, I'm happy. If I just a little off angle, I hate it.
Yeah.
So I don't bother playing
side pockets are difficult because you've really got to play your angles correctly. If you get too straight, trying to force things on a side pocket is always difficult.
Trouble. And
it's easier to play your natural angles from the corners.
Sure.
Looks like he's going to go ahead and try to 3 foul him.
Yes.
I mean, or just try to get ball in hand again, anyways.
I don't know. He's pretty good job there, but putting him up against
if he gets
the
4 1 a little higher, he's in a bad spot
He's in
here.
a real bad spot here. I don't think he can get to the.
Can he even get to the rail past the side? On the left?
He's up against a 4. Best he can do is over by the side pocket, it looks like. And that's not going to get him 2 rails into the 1.
Yeah, I'm thinking like the only shot is jacking up with left English off the end rail, going 3 rails long ways and trying to go at it.
I see that. The only thing I do is go 4 rails. It's crazy. You can't get it. He's not left-handed either.
Ooh,
he almost made that work. He almost made that work. Well, he's on 2.
Yeah, I mean, do you try to 3 foul him here?
Might as well from here.
I mean, I don't know. This out's pretty standard, you know. And anytime, you just don't want somebody getting back to the table ever, you know, even though that the safety is pretty stealing.
It looks like he's going to go ahead and go with the out.
Oh, did he get?
He wanted to hit that 10 ball full, but he's okay. I think he can make the 2 on the side, and then the 3 goes in the side. And everything opens up from there.
That little angle there, though, he made it a lot more difficult than he needed to, because now he's going to have to manipulate a little bit.
Well, he's got a shot to make here, and just roll the cue ball and just come off the rail just a little, so you're not on the rail.
Yep, now play it underneath it, or come 1 rail straight up, or underneath it. Maybe 2 rails, but I think he's just going to come 1 rail between the 7 and the 8. What do you think?
Well, there's that angle I was telling you about. When you don't get the exact angle you want on the side pocket, you have to do different things, like run the ball around.
Yep,
that's exactly what we did. Yeah.
Yeah, because if he would have got right on the 2 ball, then it's just dink, dink, dink from there.
Exactly.
And so, cue ball control is so important. You know, no matter how well you execute, if you take care of the white ball, the white ball will take care of you. That was an old saying.
I like that. See, I learned another one, folks.
Nice shot. Just bump it right over there.
And just a little stun shot there for the 7 on the side.
Yeah, just play it up and, you know, don't get too crazy. He's got a perfect angle to hit the rail with a little low left and try to get somewhat straight on the 7. Perfect. Now,
you want to ensure a little bit of an angle to get to the 9. So you want to be straight.
Yeah.
He knows that. And how do you prefer to do this, Joey? You like going to the head rail or the side rail?
I like
just
rolling it in, maybe with a little spin, and just but you can do it one of 2 ways. Like, it looks like he's cueing low, so he can drag it over, which a lot of players like to do.
Mm-hmm.
I personally like using 2 rails back and forth, you know, like rolling to the middle of the table and just cutting the ball in and coming across.
Mm-hmm.
But this is, I mean, pretty standard, you know. A lot of players really like to use low English as much as possible, but that's one of the issues that can happen with low English is he
Didn't
came
quite
up
get
short.
there. Yeah, he sure did.
I like coming into my line
Yeah.
versus, and I'm not saying anything, you know, about his game or over my game or anything like that.
No.
Trust me. I'm just saying as far as cue ball control.
I just liked going ahead and using that side rail
Mhm.
and coming over to the table and landing on
Yeah.
the rail or close to the rail. Make
Yeah.
sure I get off a little bit.
Yeah. So,
And,
like, the shot he played on the 9, I like having that angle for the 8, you know,
Mhm.
because it makes going 2 rails is a lot easier to control than going 1 or no rails, you know.
Well,
But
he made it work.
either way, it doesn't matter. You know, like I said, there's more than one way to Brahms, and he definitely got there.
Yeah.
Yeah, excellent player here. Pockets the ball so well, breaks unbelievably well. I mean, there's really no flaws in the guy's game.
No. I mean, for quite a while there, for about a year, I think he was ranked number 1 by
Yeah.
the WPA.
You know, and
He
I
was
mean, I don't
winning
see any
everything in
reason
sight.
why he can't get back there. And
Yeah.
other than some monsters in his way, you know.
He's a 14-1 player, not a straight pool. He was a pool player converted into playing snooker, talked into playing snooker is what he told me.
Oh, as far as ball pocketing, I mean,
Yeah.
you can't question the snooker ability and the power he has is undeniable.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he really struck those well.
3.
Beautiful, beautiful. That right there, ladies and gentlemen, is textbook perfection,
Yeah.
10-ball power. You honestly, I think the cue ball almost came back directly on the line that he struck it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he hit that with all the momentum possible.
Yeah, that jumped right up and came down the center of the table.
Yeah, I could hear it from here in the
I've
booth.
seen some breaks. Oh, yeah.
Just really thumped it. Yeah, float this ball
Yeah,
a
this
couple
looks
rails. Try to get in the middle of the table. Give yourself a nice angle to come out for the 5. Perfect.
He's got to make sure he beats that 6. Yeah, he might be best off coming all the way across and shooting the 5 to the left-hand corner, the same pocket as the 4.
Oh yeah, definitely. Just come one rail out, a little low right.
That's exactly what he's done.
There you go. And now, I mean, hard to, you know, I could almost give him the X from here if I was you, but I don't want to jinx him. I did a couple of them to Masato.
No, I think he's.
Oh, he played it. I guess it doesn't go past the 9.
It
But
does.
like
he just
you were
went ahead and
saying,
played it.
yeah, you know, playing with
for
those
another.
side pockets, you can get too cute and do something funny, you know.
Yep. No, but with that 7 ball where it's at for position, he would have been fine to do either one. But
Yeah, you'll notice that with
yeah.
most of these high-level players, they don't like flirting with the side pockets. They would just as soon shoot everything in the corners.
Earl says they shouldn't be. They don't belong on the table.
He says a lot of things.
Yes, he does. I actually had Earl. I played him some one pocket in Tucson. I had him come over to the house, and I had a great time with Earl.
Mm-hmm. He's definitely an entertainer.
Yes, he is.
I've seen him play some great pool,
Oh.
watching all of his old videos. I've never seen him, I mean, whenever he was playing at an extremely high level.
There's
I mean,
the X.
when he won the World Championships was the last pool that I got to watch that I thought he was really at his highest level.
Wow.
Even though trust me, he still plays great.
Oh, yes,
you
he
know.
does.
I saw him in the gym this morning at 7 a.m. He was in there
He's-
before me, and he's running
He
all
is so
day.
proud about staying in shape and working out and being fit.
That's
but,
really good for a lot of people,
yeah.
especially younger pool players, to understand that this is an athletic game.
It sure
It's,
is. It requires a stamina. You come to these tournaments and you have to be on your feet. I mean, if you played your first match at 10 o'clock this morning and lost, you might be playing at 11:30 tonight.
Yeah, your physical strength has
So-
got to be there as long with, well, mentally it's probably more important, but, you know, the physical definitely helps.
Yeah.
Well, crucial game here for Masato. 99 to 1%. That is a pretty.
Well, it's 6-2.
Yeah.
He's breaking the balls and almost lost it. Oh, he's still getting kicked around. Get out of there,
made a
9
couple
ball.
of them.
Well, it looks like he's got something to do here. The cue ball's going into the 9.
Yeah. He may elect to bank this one and draw back for the 2. I think that, you know, you got to be aggressive. You're down 6-2. You got to make something happen.
Yeah, but you don't want to lose your head.
Yeah.
The problem is that if he cuts it in the side, that cue ball's coming off the 9 towards that pocket, so you don't want that. That's exactly what he just measured and said, no, not going there.
I mean, he could try to play safety here, but the only real shot, I mean, you know, taking what the table gives you looks to me to be the low left.
Draw
the bank, you know.
Draw it to the head rail and over for the 2 ball in the corner pockets.
Yeah, and making a shot like that can boost your confidence too, you know. And I mean, you don't want to give it away, but I mean, he's down 6-2. He needs to make something happen. That's really the only shot he can probably execute.
He went for it, and look at this. He's going to come out a little too far. Now he's faced with a decision. I actually like just leaving that, banking the 2 ball to the middle of the head rail, and the cue ball down underneath either the 8 or the 9.
Yeah, I like using a little left English, banking the 2 and leave him behind the 5-10 down there.
Get all the way down there?
Yeah. As long as you can control the 2 enough, you know, he's got a whole wall of balls that he can get it down, but he might be able to bank this in the side as well.
Yeah, he looked like he was about to, didn't he, when he started reaching over?
Yeah, he sure did.
I don't think he's going to do that. I think he'll play the safety. I think the better, his judgment will say, you're far behind.
Yeah. He's got a lot of options. And
it looks like he's going for it.
Yeah, he sure is.
Yeah, you're good. There we go.
Oh, he did not make it.
No.
Now he has left Kaci with a
long combo.
Well, yeah, maybe be able to float that ball on the side too and just come over for the 3. But he's looking at the combo, like you said. Playing it a little bit off the rail.
Yeah, it sits pretty nice. It's just enough off the rail that it makes it real available if he goes rail first. But
Lined
if he goes
it
rail
up pretty
first,
good too, yeah. Yeah, and that side pocket shot is just a little tricky. Very nice.
Very well done.
Very nice. Now, pretty standard as far as, you know, what he needs to do. But getting on this 3 ball is pretty crucial. Now, I mean, a lot of players would like to take the side pocket out of play and play for the corner so they can have a nice angle to just bump over for the 5.
Well, look how well he spun that ball out.
He played
that's
a
well done.
great shot. I mean, he hit that ball
especially
really
on new
well.
cloth to be able to hold that English. Usually it spins, doesn't grab the rail, and it takes off to the side. That one came right back up.
He judged that shot beautifully. Now he might be able to just stop it right there so he can cut the 5. Yeah. Couple rails past the 8. This looks like it will be his match.
Well, 2 balls to go, and they're both stop.
Tough match for Masato. He had some opportunities early that he didn't take advantage of, but, you know, Eklent Kaci, he can really put the fear of...
tough competitor.
Yeah. He can make you not play your game, that's for sure. And he played excellent. So,
well, thanks for joining us out there. This is Joey Gray and George Sanchez saying good night.
Good night.